Hey folks, Larry Rolla here. The boys are back. Anthony's back from Italy. Hi, Ant. Joe's
Hey, Larry.
back.
Hi, everybody.
Hey, Anthony. Welcome home.
Hey, Joe. Thank you.
Hall of Fame trainer, thoroughbred trainer, Eddie, who's
Lost. I'm lost in
He's lost in space.
Fangulava.
now what happened?
Oh, the hell knows.
You're gonna have to.
You look good with your phone.
Anyway, Eddie, you know what you should do? Just shut everything down and then go back to the link again.
I think we lost them all together.
Yeah. Well, I got my phone shut off, so he'll figure it out.
He'll figure it out. He'll be on in a minute.
All right.
He
So
knows what he's doing.
before we go any further, why don't you tell me, because I really didn't ask you about Italy. Maybe I did. I wanted to go just to see Michelangelo's stuff and Leonardo da Vinci's stuff. You saw that where he painted that ceiling?
Yeah, the Sistine Chapel. Yeah, he was sanctioned to do it, and he told the king that he's not a painter, he's a sculptor. But I mean, he did it, and I mean, what a job he did for somebody that isn't a painter. But he was such a genius that you can't put it past him. It was amazing.
And what was the difference between the two of them? They were both sculptures, right?
I am not 100% sure. With Leonardo da Vinci, let me see, Leonardo.
Well, that's the only place I want to go.
Yeah.
Italy, just to see that, walk around the ruins.
Yeah, we went to the Colosseum, which was pretty cool. We went to see the Pantheon. Well, you know, Leonardo da Vinci, like he painted the Mona Lisa. That he was more of a painter, where Michelangelo was a sculptor. Like we've seen the statue of David in Florence, and he sculptured this 20-foot statue of David out of one piece of marble. It was one solid piece of marble he did it at. And they had all his sculptures. In St. Peter's, he has a sculpture of Christ holding the cross, and it was pretty cool. We went to Florence. We seen the Duomo, the cathedral in Florence. We went to Tuscany, went to a couple of wineries, went to Siena, San Gimignano. So we got around pretty good. If I go again, I won't go back to Rome, only because it's like, you know, New York City on steroids. It's real busy, real busy. A lot of graffiti, traffic. They drive like maniacs. There's no rules. Like, it's just go wherever you can go, wherever you can fit. That was it. There's Eddie.
Eddie, can you hear us?
Yeah, I've been hearing you.
Oh, okay, good.
Now we can see you. Eddie, do me a favor. Don't touch nothing.
Well, I'm trying to still get on the computer here. I'm fucking bending. Oh, excuse me. I'm bending over. I'm looking at these stupid ass things. I'm hitting this enter studio for 40 times. I'm gonna bust it in about 2 seconds. But go ahead.
What happens when you enter studio? What does it do?
Nothing. My pitch is on top.
Yeah.
And usually when you hit enter, it goes on the left-hand corner, and then I go into the studio. But
well, he's got to bring you into the studio.
But I can't get in.
All right.
Did you bring him in, Larry?
Did you bring him in?
Yeah, if I didn't bring it, I could see
You
that.
might have brought him in on the phone.
You brought him in on the phone, maybe not the computer.
Well,
Why don't you shut your phone a minute and let him bring you in on the computer?
Yeah.
Well, why don't you? I don't know if it makes a difference. Well, you know what? Why don't you try that, Eddie? Just shut the phone off, and then see if when you're on a computer, if you come back on, then you'll be on a. If not, just come back on the phone. Anyway,
Nah,
anyway, while you're doing that,
that's all right. I'll stay on the phone. Fango. That's
Stay-
different.
there's a guy that his name is William Nixon. He's an older guy, and he don't know anything about computers, but somehow he watches the show every week, and he writes me letters, 2-3 page letters by hand because he don't know how to type. But
Wow.
he's a really nice guy, and he asked me last week that he would very much like to talk to that guy Michael that comes on. And so I called up Michael, and Michael's kind of a private guy. He does his own thing, but I asked Michael, I says, do me a favor. This guy, he watches the show all the time. He's a really nice guy, and he writes me letters all the time, 2-3 page letters written. And he must have been a bowler or something, because he says me and Michael have a lot in common. I'd love to talk to him. So Michael, I says, Michael, do me a favor, call him up. And he did. And they spoke for maybe 10-15 minutes. And then Michael called me, and he says, this guy's a really nice guy. And then William Nixon, he thanked me for that. And he sent me this movie. You probably see it backwards, I guess.
I see it right.
You see it right? It's the name
Yeah.
is 50 to 1.
Yeah.
And I think it made Picture of the Year in 1990 or something like that. I forgot. But I'm gonna watch it, and thank you, William. If you want this back, let me know. After I watch it, I'll send it back to you if you want it back. But really nice guy. And also, Joe, Sundance called me up, and she says that her ex-husband, Greg, well, I can't say his last name. He used to work for you.
Waslick.
Yeah, Waslick. He wants he's watching the show, I think, for the first time tonight. She said.
Hey, Greg.
And I asked her, I says, we'll bring him on. And she says
Sure.
that he's shy or something. He's bad.
Shy.
Yeah.
With us idiots, you're gonna be shy.
Well, Sundance, if he wants, just I shut my phone off so you can't call me, and just text in here. You know what? Maybe I better turn my phone. You know what? I'm going to turn my phone on.
Send them a link. Great.
It's not going to freeze, Larry. I guarantee you.
All right.
Come on, say hello.
I'm going to turn the phone right on. The only good thing is that ever since I don't get them private calls anymore, I used to get them every minute. Anyway, I'm not going to turn it on. Sundance, if he wants to come on, write in the comment section here that yes, he wants to come on, and then I'll turn my phone on, and you'll send me his email address, and I'll send you a link, and he can come on.
Yeah,
So,
Greg, come on. Come and say
yeah.
hello to us.
Do that.
Be good
He
to
said-
see you.
Yeah, I'm sure I know him. I have to know him.
Yeah.
I don't remember. Anyway,
That was a good presentation you sent, Larry. Very good. Very interesting.
Isn't it? Yeah.
Put it together. Very good.
Yeah,
Well,
everybody
I'm
agrees on that.
I still have to put the finished product on there. You know,
Yeah.
So I just sent it out. I just sent it out so you guys would have an idea, because we're all involved in this together. And this way you know where I'm at, what part I'm at, and someday I'll well, it's hard for me because we're 1,500 miles apart. Joe's
Yeah.
1,500 miles away. You're 500
I'm
miles.
around the corner.
Yeah, you're around the corner.
You're
You
closer.
know that there's a good chance I could drive from my house to Anthony's house in North Carolina faster than I can get home from Belmont Park. And it's 30 miles.
I believe it.
I believe you. 100%.
All right. And another thing, Scott Nance, he gave me the name of a girl, and I should remember her name, but I don't. I got what we were talking about. I think her name is Joey, and I got it today in the mail, and it's quite interesting. So thank you, Scott, and thank you, Joey, for sending it
You're
out.
welcome. You're welcome.
No, not you. The girl's name is I think her name
They
is
don't
Joey.
mention it.
You know, I have everything on my phone, and when you shut it off, it's like death. Anyway, I'm glad I try to, in that little thing I sent you, I try to fit everything in there and not make it.
Well, I tell you, when I got it on my phone, I just tapped it and I made it bigger and very good. I read the whole thing. Excellent.
Yeah,
I was going to present that. I was going to send it to Dr. Palmer. I was going to send it to.
Don't send it to nobody yet. He's on the board of HISA. I'm going to probably have to present, but I have to have all the answers. They want to know if there's any chemicals in it, if there's any of this, any of that. They want to know every single little thing. I mean,
yeah. What happens if it breaks and leaks? You know,
and I'm going to have to go through it. Not only that, but the patent attorney sent me, and he wants another whole page full that I'm going to send it, but I'm running into a couple of problems that I'll straighten out. But it's just tough. It's just tough. It's driving me nuts. So anyway, but when you got this, you have an idea of how far I've gone, and what I put in there was I just try to cover all the bases, and I am more now convinced that this is going to work, and it's going to work in a big way, and that's why I'm trying to. I told Joe today that I think I put the cart before the horse, but I should have waited before I hired the patent attorney. But I'm starting to talk about it. I'm calling all around the world trying to get that thing made, and a lot of people know about this now, and and I knew this was going to happen. But I mean, if you need something, you got to go out and get it, you know. And you're not talking to the wall; you're talking to human beings. You're talking to people. You know what I found out? What they told me was that you can have something. You can have something. See, like this thing that this girl sent me. She has it. She sent it, and it's patented. And my friend told me that if you get, and 99% of this stuff is made in either Japan or I mean China, Taiwan, China, or Australia. And
Vietnam.
Australia is okay, but China, they do it the cheapest, but they steal your idea. So it could be patented. It don't apply to them. And then you give them the idea, and then they bootleg whatever you have, and then they mass market it all over the world, and
you're left out.
And you're left out. So I got to be a little careful, and this is something new to me. And every time I go into something new, you get chopped up a bit in the beginning until you learn. So in this case, because I don't have that many swings left of the bat, I'm trying to cover all the bases and be as careful as I could. But every time you turn around between the law and the permits and everything that you have to go through, and then the rules and the regulations, and I mean it's tough.
Day by day you do it. Ron Woodbury was very impressed. He says, "Tell Larry I appreciate all the time he put into that. Very well done." He said to relay that message to you.
Yeah, well, thank you, Ron. Okay, what else? Let's see, what else? You said you liked that show, Anthony,
Yeah, I enjoyed it. Yeah, I thought it was good.
the one with the Four Seasons?
Sunday. Yeah.
Well, in my opinion, it could have been a whole lot better, but
It's the first time you know went on that subject and everything with them. So I mean, it was a good opening to that subject.
now
I
we're
think-
going over there. We're going over there Sunday, and I
For
don't
the,
think.
for the Jaguaria.
Yeah, I don't. I don't think we're going to do a podcast from there because she's scared to death. She don't like to come on the cameras, and
She
and
did
that's
good.
we
She
really.
did a good job.
And I didn't know how far to go with her, but that's what I'm going to do this Sunday. I'm going to say, how far do you want to go? Because there's a lot of things about her father that, like when he got when they bought him out of the Four Seasons, why? You know, I know why, and for how much. I know how much. Who did he owe? I know who he owed. When he went to Vegas, how much did they give him after they paid his debt, all the debts? What? You know, how much did they give him to go to Vegas? How long before he blew that money? Who helped him after that? You know, on and on and on and on.
Mhm.
But I saw her for the first time since her father's 90th birthday, and this was a Juicy's 70th wedding anniversary, and she was sitting with me at the table, and I didn't get a chance to talk to her about what can I ask you and what I can ask you, and but I didn't have time to do it, and it wasn't the right thing to do. We were at an anniversary, they had the band playing and everything, so I didn't. I was hoping Alfred would ask some of them questions, but I guess he felt the same way because Alfred grew up with them. Alfred, in fact, Tommy DeVito, who was the founder of the Four Seasons, he was Alfred's best man, and Juicy, they were best friends, and that's another thing. When they were kids, Juicy was the big mob guy down there, and him and Pesci and Frankie Valli, they were all, and then there was an incident that happened there where it was not good. But I don't know. Sunday I'm going to find out if she's going to let me talk about that or not, because I think they're putting a whole thing together and they're going to make a movie. I think. I know Martin. Nicholas Pileggi. He wrote to them and he said he'd like to do something about her father, you know, like before, during, and after the Jersey Boys. So, you know, we'll see. So I don't want to screw that up. But she has a million pictures. You saw the podcast, and she showed you 2 leather-bound books full of pictures.
Yeah.
You know. So, did you see that show, Joe?
Yep.
So did I.
Yep.
You see it too?
Yeah, I was going to ask you, who's the fellow that was in your house, that the elderly man?
That's
That's
Alfred.
That's Alfred
Alfred
Natoli.
Natoli.
That's the
Oh,
guy.
that was Val Titoli.
Yeah.
That's the guy who wrote the song for the last single Sinatra sang, called "Here's to the Band." He wrote that song.
Oh,
I should put all them pictures up that he has with
And
Sinatra.
he wrote Larry's song too. It's getting late.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
getting late. Yeah, that was
That's he does Joe Pesci's double in like all of the movies.
Yeah, a few movies, Casino.
and he was that was him in that famous scene everybody seems to talk about when they're at the bar and Alfred says to him he needs the money and
Tell me you didn't
says,
gamble.
did you gamble the money away? Tell me, Al. Don't make a fuck out of me. Tell me. That was Alfred. But they're the best of friends. In fact, Pesci used to go to his house when he was here in Jersey almost every day. And he would go there and he'd have his guitar with him. and they must have recorded hundreds of songs because Pesci loves to sing. That's what only thing he ever wanted to do. And when they were kids, they all had groups together. They all with him and Pesci and Frankie Valli and
Are they all from where, the Bronx they lived? Or not?
Oh, they all lived in the Belleville area, all around here.
Jersey boys.
Because I heard you mentioned Belmont Avenue. I don't know.
No, that was the other guy mentioned Belmont.
Oh,
The guy on Sunday.
yeah, the guy with the beard.
The son of the lady. Yeah.
Oh, he mentioned Belmont
Yeah,
Avenue.
somebody lived on Belmont Avenue. I forgot who.
But that's in
Larry,
That was Dion. Dion used to live on Belmont Avenue.
my mother lived across the street from him. She lived on Belmont Avenue. She used to watch him sing on the stoop
Yeah.
when she was young. You know, Larry, Alfred was talking about Goodfellas. That's my wife's family, Goodfellas.
Do you know that when there was, I thought the two doctors owned it.
They did. Kenneth and
and when they died a couple of years ago, the place was for sale for $3 million. I thought it was well worth it. It's a beautiful piece of land, a beautiful restaurant. And now when I go by there, almost all the time, because I go to Alfred's house a lot, the place is packed. It's packed.
Yeah.
So that would have been a good buy. I think it's a well-established place. It's a beautiful place. It has all them pictures of Pesci and
all of them.
They all used to go in there.
My wife is a Conti. Her father was first
Conti.
cousin.
That's my grandma's maiden name.
Oh, really? Yeah. My wife's a Conti. Yeah.
Well, Doc Conti was the one that owned it, and he was in all the movies. He was in all the movies.
Yeah, Daniel and Kenneth. Daniel Conti.
You spell it with an I or an A at the end?
E.
Yeah, us too.
Yeah, C-O-N-T-E.
And
you was talking about Barcelonas. Well, Debbie Placido married a Barcelona. When we were kids, we knew the Barcelonas. We used to go to Barcelonas all the time, the restaurant.
Yeah. Eddie, you know what you look like in that picture right there? All that light behind you looks like a halo. You look like a saint. You look like a saint.
I am.
Saint Eddie.
Dámonos pobesco tu spiritu tuo. Okay.
Very good.
There you go.
All right. Anthony, you looking at these because I've been really bad with these comments. So
you want me to read them?
Yeah, well, I'm going to put them up one at a time.
Did you send a link to Greg?
Well, he didn't. Let me see if Sundance go right. Sundance go right. Oh no, I'm going to go down the list here real quick. I keep getting yelled at all the time for not Sundance. Hi Larry. Hi Joe. Hi Eddie.
Hello.
Okay, Eric, will you have Breeders' Cup preview show on Thursday? Probably Thursdays. I kind of leave it up to Freddie, because every time I book something, he says, "Well, I got him coming on. I got him coming on. I got him coming on." So I says, "You know what? Do whatever you want on Thursday. I don't care." But probably I'm gonna talk to him. But Freddie ran into a bit of a problem. He was eating. And he spilled his drink on the computer, and he called me today. His computer is shot, and everything that he has, including the tribute to all the Hall of Famers, and this one I think was for Billy O'Donnell, and everything he gathered through the years in that White House is on that computer, and now. The guy says he don't know if he could retrieve it. It's really burnt up.
It should be on the cloud, don't Anthony?
Yeah, and either on the cloud or can he pull the hard drive out of there if the water didn't affect the hard drive?
Well, that's what they're going to try to do.
Yeah,
and he'll know by Friday if it's okay.
Yeah.
But so I don't know. I guess I'll find out in a day or two.
That's some Breeders' Cup race, man. That is one of the best fields I ever seen in the Breeders' Cup.
Is Sierra Leone in there?
Yep. Journalism, Sierra Leone, Baeza, what's the other one with the S? The Sovereignty,
Yeah.
Sovereignty,
I thought he was sick though or something.
Fierceness.
He had a fever.
Fierceness. Wow, it's
My friend told me that track is a speed racetrack and that Sierra Leone has no chance. That's what he told me. I don't know if it's true or not, but that's what he told me. Sierra Leone has no chance.
Right,
we'll find out Saturday.
Yeah.
That's a tough race. That is the worst, huh?
How many horses in a race?
10.
10, nice.
One's better than the other.
That's going to be cool. Yeah.
Nice Sundance.
David Arthur, good evening, panel and friends.
Hey,
Hello, David.
Eric, David looked like Sparse Crown Saturday for Breeders' Club. What's that? David looked
The Sparse Crown
Sparse Crown.
for Saturday for the Breeders' Crown.
Greg, Eric, Greg might be listening tonight, so you can ask him. Okay. Shane Greg. Oh. The only one that puts more comments up than Sundance is Manny. He's the only one.
I don't see him.
So he might be on later. Who knows?
You know, Larry, he wanted that race where his horse finished second. If you tell me what track and what horse it is, I can.
Well, if he comes on tonight, I'll
get it
ask.
up. Yeah, because I didn't have a chance last time to ask him.
So Eric says about Greg, and he says, Eric, I hope so. He really is shy, but he used to drive for Joe G. Yep.
Yeah, what's shy? Come on.
He's shy.
You don't got to be shy with us, Greg.
Good night for Sundance. Good night for Greg to come on. Can Larry send him a link? I will send him a link. Just Sundance. Tell me to turn my phone on and what's this say? Eric, Joe G will make him feel comfortable. That's right.
Yeah.
All right. You know what I'm going to do, Sundance? I'm turning my phone on.
Yeah, turn it on.
Turn it on. Okay.
Joe J for the Hall of Fame. I won't give up. Say that, Joe.
Joe.
Thank you, David.
Joe G for the Hall of Fame.
What else you got to do in this business?
I want to show you guys something. Talking about Joe. Look at this. See that? I've always been prominent in the training stand.
You missed the top of that.
There's no top. That's exactly what was sent to me.
Oh.
Wait a minute. Hold it. Let me do something.
And get rid of the comment because it's
all right. I'm gonna get rid of the comment. And
Get rid of
then
live.
back to this thing. And then I'm gonna hit this. And that's exactly what was on my phone. That's the exact picture I took.
What it said before that was Tom Cunningham, Paul Jessup, and Frank Hartline.
I never got that.
The leading trainers at Yonkers Raceway.
I never got
that.
Anyway, it says, I've always been a prominent in the trainer standings at the track. That is until Joe Guarino came around. Joe, this is very, very impressive what I'm going to read.
Really impressive.
Guarino's 52 winners in 130 starts. That's unbelievable. Means he stands out.
Almost half.
Winners at a whopping 40% clip. That's unbelievable. And his starts are even more dominating than Case's when you consider his win total is almost 400% more than that of his closest rival, Tom Cunningham. Wow.
14.
It would be nice to see Yonkers experience an increase in business as a result of the impending changes. As the #1 harness racing facility in the state, Yonkers must survive or the industry in New York won't.
Yeah, that was Bobby Galterio wrote that. Somebody found it in the Daily News, an old clipping. That's from 1996.
Yeah,
Wow.
on the bottom there. But that's all that I got. I didn't get no.
Yeah,
I didn't get the top half.
yeah, it just says Daily News and it says Cunningham, Jessup, and Frank Hartline. Well,
That's
always the
very
leading
impressive.
guys.
More than half your starts were wins. That's unbelievable. That's unbelievable.
Yeah, no kidding.
It's not that unbelievable for a top driver like O'Donnell or Campbell or
Yeah,
LaChance.
but they're drivers,
Because
not trainers.
they're always on the best horses. So,
Yeah,
but when you're training and especially in the claiming game, oh boy, that's very, very impressive.
Thanks.
yeah, really. Man.
Joe, you got 100 I could borrow with all those wins.
Yeah, yeah.
You didn't give me the other 100 back yet.
Huh?
You still got to give me the 100 from last week.
No, on the ramp you borrowed 100.
Yeah.
Up a G, you needed 100 to bet the.
If I needed 100, I don't think it was for betting.
No, the heat, baby.
If you like Joe, you ask Greg.
He's
Greg,
been
if you're
asking for
listening,
an
I
hour.
told you, come on. I'll sit next to you. I'll hold your hand.
All right,
Come
my
and sit
phone,
next to me, Greg.
my phone is on, so you can call. And if he wants the link, let me know. Okay, let's see. I remember Greg driving at Pocono when I used to go there. I gotta know this guy.
You know, he was very good on a trotter, Greg.
I gotta know him. Sundance, please hit the like button and the bell and subscribe. Just hit the like button. David, Eric says, David, I was born and raised in Wilkes-Barre. Greg drove my best friend's horse.
Mm-hmm.
See what I mean? When I turn the phone on, private number again.
Lower the volume.
Greg used to smoke those little cigars, right, with the Tipperello or something, with the little filter at the end. I remember.
Tiamos.
I don't know what they were.
Was it a wooden tip?
No, the plastic.
I think I don't know.
They're Tiamos.
Yeah.
Whatever.
All right, I'm shutting the phone off again because this guy is on the phone. He's going to call 100 times. It's going to screw everything up.
All right.
And I'm shutting the phone off. I think. No.
That might have been Greg's number. You don't know.
No, that's that. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, this Gregory Peck is calling.
Gregory Peck.
It's me.
Oh, hi, Greg.
Greg Wazalik is who you're talking to.
Yeah. Oh, wait, what happened now? Oh, God.
Should have left it off.
It is off. It's off now. I'm not going to forward it. I'm going to. Yeah, that was Greg Peck that just called me to mention that it was Greg Wazlik. Yeah. Okay, let's see. So Sundance, just if he wants to come on, let me know. I'll turn the phone back on. But that guy, private number guy, calls, and then Greg just called too. Okay, let's go down. So cool, Greg. Larry, great show Sunday. Really enjoyable. Did Mr. DeVito die of COVID or the vaccine? Very sad to hear. He died of COVID. What happened was he, Darcel thinks she knows who was the one that, but I'm not going to say. But anyway, she thinks she knows the friend that came over that had COVID and gave it to him. But what he used to do He was outside.
Eddie, did you fall on the floor?
Eddie fell.
Did you fall, Eddie?
No,
Look like you fell on the floor.
I dropped the phone. I don't have a holder, and I hold this friggin' thing for an hour. My arm's killing me.
What's the matter with you? I got a holder.
Yeah, Joe
Yeah,
has.
but you got friends. I don't have friends. They friends send you
You
gifts.
want a holder? I'll send you a holder.
Yeah, like you're gonna send me your book you never sent me 3,000 years ago.
All right, I'm gonna get it. I don't have any. I gotta go. I'll order a couple. I'll bring them to the track. I still got to find out where that guy had them things made. Okay, let's see. He did die of COVID, not the vaccine. And well, I shouldn't say that. I don't know. I never got into it with Darcel. I don't know, but he would never turn to anybody. Wanted wherever he went, people used to crowd around him for an autograph and everything. And he got COVID, but I don't know if he ever took got the vaccine or not. I don't know. I'll find out Sunday. Okay, Larry, you have to get a phototype made of your idea. Yeah, I do. I have about 20 of them. I just what I'm doing is not easy. It's difficult. It's not easy, but yes, I have to have a prototype. And like I told Joe this morning, I probably put the cart before the horse by hiring a patent attorney because I don't have the prototype yet. I have one, but it's not not the one that's going to be the final one. So I have 3 or 4 prototypes. I'm going to make in another week or two. I'm going to make probably the final one, and that's the one I'm going to send to the patent attorney. But the patent attorney has everything else he needs. The reason I sent it to the patent attorney prematurely was because I just wanted to get the application in.
You're protected.
Just to get protected. So we'll see. But I've been working on prototypes now for a long time. Okay, let's see. PM Larry question. I was watching a lot of races the other night and noticed nobody uses suspenders for knee boots anymore. When did that start? Joe, don't you think that's an accident waiting to happen? Well, the reason they don't use suspenders is because years and years and years ago, they came out, I think they call them Italian boots, but they're
Italian knee boots.
They were deep knee boots. And where before that, they used to have these either the leather ones or the felt ones, and they were almost flat on the inside. They just had a little indentation where the bone of the knees goes. But if you pulled down on them, even if you had them tight, they would still fall down. So then they invented the deep well boots, where they were basically form fit, and
right.
they still had the things for the suspenders, but nobody ever used them because they hardly ever fell down.
They fit very snug, and they would Velcro, and people tape them anyway. After the Velcro, they put tape around them.
Yeah,
and they don't move. I never had a problem with those boots.
Yeah, so that's why they don't use suspenders.
Yeah, they're pretty safe.
Yeah, and they were made. A lot of them were made out of this. I don't know what it was, but it was some kind of plastic.
The rubber. It was like a very strong rubber, very flexible. But
yeah, but strong. it was the foot used to, even if you did have a horse that hit his knees, it wouldn't dig in like felt or leather. It would bounce off it. It would skim right off it. So that was another.
It had a little bounce to it.
Okay, let's see. Von Marsh. Dion was on Belmont,
he meant Belmont Avenue.
Isn't there a Belmont Avenue in Jersey and in the Bronx?
I know about the Bronx.
I know the Bronx.
Dion lives down here. I see him once in a while.
All right, David Arthur. Freddie doesn't back up his computer to the cloud. I don't know. I didn't ask him that. I don't even know what that means. I don't know.
No, you're always in the cloud. Just take it easy, relax.
All right. I was on Belmont Avenue, missed it.
Yeah, Mount Carmel Church, which is a beautiful church, is on the corner of Belmont Avenue.
Now, what's the right way to spell it? This way here?
Belmont.
B-E-L. No, it's
Like-
B-E-L-M-O-N-T.
B-E-L-M-O-N-T.
All right. That's the way it is. Okay. Eddie.
They used to play stickball there, right?
Did you see this one? PM said Sovereignty is sick.
Yeah, that's what I heard. He's sick. He had a high temperature.
Who?
Sovereignty. You see that?
Sovereignty is sick? Yeah. No, not that I know of.
Well, that's what they were saying on TV, that he had a high temperature, and I don't know how he is right now, but
Yeah, maybe they said I would scratch him. I wouldn't give a shit about nothing else.
Yeah, you can't race him.
All right. Antiquarian 15-1, take a shot in the classic. Howard Lieberman, good to see Anthony. Hope Italy was great. Larry, blood test results. Eddie, hello. Joe, Albion.
Hello.
yeah, thank you, Howard.
Hey, Howard. How you doing, Howard?
Larry, blood test results. I went for the blood test yesterday, but I don't get the results for 2 weeks because that's that special
Right.
test that they take. You got to wait 2 weeks, but the test tells you if you have any trace of cancer in your body. Plus, I have to take that. I have to drink that stuff and go in the machine there.
Yeah. The contrast.
So I won't know. I won't. That's not going to happen till the 3rd of next month. And then a couple of days later, I'll get the results. Okay, Howard Liebman. I guess that's Joe G. It beginning in half a joke. Overnight trainer's toughest underrated job. 1 vote for me, and I know he was a great asset for my pocket.
Yeah, he must have bet you a lot, Joe.
So that's another.
He told me he put his kids through college.
Yeah.
My horses. And he means it. He told me he's serious.
Wow.
Okay, Marcy. 4 Seasons podcast was fun watching. I'd love to see your upcoming visit with them and the meal they are cooking for you. We were talking about that. If we do the podcast and have cameras all over the place and just film it while we're reading, while we're talking and everything else. But I told him, I told Sharman, I says, I think we should just go there because Darcel is still scared to death. And I don't want to.
You don't want her to feel uncomfortable in her own house, unless.
So plus, she's cooking and everything, and so we're gonna talk about it. We're gonna take a lot of pictures, and then we'll have her on the show again talking about when she loosens up a bit. She was just a nervous wreck. She
seemed fine.
Yeah. Okay, let's see. Howard Liebman, forget the
Profilic. Eddie, another workman-like day in, day out horseman and great guy. All you guys, this is my favorite foursome.
Oh, well, thank you, Howard.
Thank you.
That's a nice compliment.
Yeah.
Yeah, Greg Peck. Yeah, that's.
Thank you.
I know. Well, thank you, Gregory. Okay, Bob, you can block private numbers on Android by going to your phone apps, setting and enabling the block unknown numbers. Well, Bob, if you were around here, you could do it for me because I don't have a clue. And every time I try to do something, last night, my friend Tom spent 4 hours with me on my podcast here. I mean, on my computer, and because I had to send something to my friends that you see on the screen here about my project, and I wanted to get it out to them. And he's going to Vegas, so I had to get him before he went away. And but I don't know how to do anything on a computer. It's sad, but I just don't. And what he told me to do, I wrote it down. See that? That's everything he told me to do. I had to write it down. So now what I sent you guys, originally I was going to make a video. So 3 nights ago, I sat here and that thing I sent you guys is about maybe 8 pages. So I sat here and I tried to make a video, because in the video I could put up 2 or 3 races where, you know, the horses collapsed. And now, so you can't do it on I could do it as on an email. I could do it as an attachment, but nobody's going to read all of that and then go to attachments. So I couldn't do it. I tried for 3 or 4 hours. I kept making mistakes and I couldn't do it. So then I just decided to do what I did. And now I have it in the file. And whenever I want to send it to somebody, I just send an email and they'll get exactly what you got today, which is, it wasn't hard reading, right? It was.
No, I mean, I was able to read it. Okay. And I read it on my phone. When I came home, I read it on my computer, but as soon as you sent it, I was able to read it on my phone.
But I mean,
it was well written and easy reading.
I seen all the pictures, everything came up, you know.
Yeah, it was easy. It was informative and
Yeah.
Oh,
right?
very much so.
That
Really,
that was good enough. I'm not going to make no video.
Everybody said the same thing was good.
yeah.
Presentation was beautiful. Very good. Very, very to the point. Excellent.
That's the first thing Eddie said to me. You see what Larry sent us? He did some job.
Yeah.
And even Ron said, wow, he said, I'm impressed with Larry. He really took a lot of time with this. Yeah.
First of all, I've been working on this for more than 30 years.
Well, for a guy with a 30-word vocabulary, you did pretty good.
Yeah,
Larry.
you did good. Yeah, you put those 30 words to good
No,
use.
when you research things like I research things, they come with these big medical terms, these big words.
Yeah, we know.
And so I go on my computer and I say, what's another word for? And then I have to type the word in because it has like 25 letters. And then I pick from there. So there's no big words. That's the other problem I had when I try to do it. I hit and the simplest words I can't say. I get like tongue tied. I says, I ain't gonna do it. So then I asked the Google, I says, how much would it cost to hire a professional speaker? And they said for a regular guy that does it for a living, 5,000 to 10,000. For a celebrity, it could be anywhere up to 100,000. So I says, well, that ends that, and because it only takes 10 minutes to read,
Yeah.
and I just couldn't do it. I have a couple of friends that could do it good, but they're girls. So I
So
said,
what?
My wife can do it good.
Well,
She did medical transcription, so she could read and
well, I'm not even gonna. Then not only that, but then once I make the video, then I got to put it on the disc and mail them out. This way, I just put it in the email, and that's it. Just like you guys got it.
Yeah. Do you ever use Chat GPT?
Yeah, I have that, and I have 2 or 3 other ones.
Yeah, because that's pretty informative.
Yeah, you got me using that now, Anthony.
You using that, Joe?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Cool.
it's pretty good, isn't it?
Yep.
Yeah, but the only problem is, you see what I do? Well, first of all, I had a lot of this information before I even heard about that chat and this other one. It starts with a P, and there's 3 or 4 of them out there.
Yeah.
But what I do is I ask the question, and then I ask 2 or 3 of these AI things, and then I ask the same question a little later, and you sometimes you get a different answer because I got a lot of different answers. So
Usually it continues on that same answer that you asked.
Yeah, but no, what I'm saying is that I would ask chat, whatever it is, a question. I get the answer. Then I shut it off. Now it saves it in the library there on the left. Then I ask the other chat thing, it's a different company. I ask that question, you get a different answer. Then I go back to chat, whatever it is, and I ask the question in a little different way, and I get a little different answer. I'll give you an example. How can I give you an example? One time I said, how far if you were gonna cover the brain, what part of the brain is the most important if you want to draw heat out of it? And the first time they said 2 inches, 4 inches below the ears in front on the forehead, and 3 inches, 3 or 4 inches behind. Then I asked the question in a different way. What's the most critical part? Where does most of the blood arrive? And they says in the front part of the brain, right at the forehead. And they said if you have enough heat absorbing gel, you don't even have to worry about the back, because it comes out there or something like that. So them are two different answers.
Well, they're two different questions, you know, just because
the answer should be the same. The answer should be
necessarily. Not necessarily, Larry, because if you're asking how, you know, what's the best part of the brain to draw the heat from, and what is the most blood, maybe to draw the heat isn't where the most blood is. Maybe it is in a different part of the brain. So you don't know. So both those answers could be correct.
Well, I went into the anatomy of a horse. I went into all the books. I have 100 books here all about that stuff. And if you had to pick one, it has to be the front part of the brain. That's the most important part. Right after behind the ears, it ends right there. But right behind the ears, you can even if you feel it, it's unlike the forehead. Behind the ears, it's all muscle. So before you even get to the brain behind the ears, you got to look hair, skin, muscle, bone, everything. So you have to concentrate on the front part. So when the one answer was go 3 inches behind and 4 inches up front, then the next answer, when I asked the question a different way, it was up front because of the muscle, this and that.
Right.
You don't even have to worry about the back, which is great because that's where the bridle goes. You know, the bridle and the racehorses. So I whenever I have a question, I ask that question. Then I look it up in the books, and then you could even ask them, where did you get? And that's what I do. Where did you get this information from? And then they tell you. In this university, that university, and then I either buy the book or I just read. And like the books I sent Joe, there's 4 or 5 pages of references where I got all this information from. So I don't only use one thing. I
use a lot. Yeah,
well, that's good. With Heisa, I want to be able to answer a whole lot more questions that are in that presentation that I put together. Anyway,
let me ask you a question, Larry. Now, when a horse has a temperature, right, and the first thing you do, you take their temperature, but what do you touch on the horse's head to see if it's hot? The ears, am I right?
The ears, yeah. That's what I always thought. You feel the ears.
Well, you know.
That's what I'm trying to get at is because you're talking about where the heat comes from between the ears, on the side of the ears that you just was talking about, right?
That's exactly right.
Yeah, so that means when a horse has a high temperature or whatever, you touch their ears to see if they're really hot, and then you know you take their temperature rectally. But that's what I was trying to get out.
It's a couple of things. There's a couple of things about that. First of all, the rectal temperature, and I think it's in that thing I sent you. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
Rectal temperature is always the lowest of all of them. So that the rectal, if the horse's core temperature, say, is 105, the rectal temperature will be 103 or 102. So you don't even pay attention to that. The reason the ears are so that's where you would tell, is because there's no muscle and there's no nothing. The veins are right there. Sometimes they're protruding. You could feel and it's right by the brain. So you could feel it, and it's very, very hot. If you remember, years and years and years ago, there was a Canadian vet that used to come down, and I had it done. And he would, because the ears, it's amazing what's in the horse's ears. There's a nerve that goes through the ears that go to every part, just about every part of the horse's body. And if the horse has a bad knee, there's a nerve in the ear that if you staple it or staple it, it will affect that. So
I think that was a bunch of baloney.
This guy came down from Canada.
Yeah, they got infected, every one of them.
Everyone got. The next morning, I couldn't even get the halter off. I couldn't get nothing. Their ears blew up. They were
all infected. That guy was a moron.
But he had me convinced back then, about 30, 40 years ago, that if they have a problem in the knee or whatever it was, let me staple this. That the nerve that handles that is right here, and it didn't work. But
that was cheap acupuncture, and he robbed a lot of guys.
Yeah, you remember that, Joe?
Of course.
Yeah. Okay.
Staple their ears. It was a joke. It never touched my horses. Every one of them got infected. What I used to do preliminary to check a horse, if I thought they had a temperature before taking the temperature, my first checkpoint would be grab the tongue. I could feel the heat in the tongue.
Well,
that's what I noticed.
The reason why I was saying the ears is because with Larry's invention, because of the heat, the brain, that's what I was saying.
There's not enough blood that's up there. It's bad enough that the brain only gets 50% of the blood that the heart pumps out. 85% goes to the muscles, and only 15% goes to the brain. So that's the only. And the brain is basically the
thermostat
for the whole horse. So even though it only gets, if 100% of the blood in the mile race, I think 96 gallons of blood is pumped by the heart.
Circulates,
that circulates through the body in a 1 mile race. Now, out of that 96, only 15% of that goes through the brain. So to cool, and you can't make the brain temperature. You can't pre-cool it more than 97 degrees, because then if it gets any colder than that, the tissue around the brain gets destroyed, and then you wind up in a lot of trouble. So
that's like a brain freeze then.
Yeah. So you got to be careful. You got to be careful of that. So the only way to stop these temperatures from getting higher, where over 105 or 106, where they're in serious trouble, is to delay that from happening, and that's what I do.
That's all you have to do, because it's only for a short period of time that you need to check it. Just for that race, 2 minutes, whatever it is.
So we'll see. You see what I mean? I wind up talking about this stuff when I shouldn't, because
that's why you got the attorney, the patent attorney.
But he didn't say. He told me as soon as he puts the application in, he'll send me a bill. He hasn't sent the bill yet.
Don't worry, you'll get it.
I don't know if.
Don't rush him.
Well, I don't want to rush him, but I want to be protected so I could talk about this stuff, because there's a lot of people that that I constantly get asked about it all the time, even my good friends. So I want to be not only want to be able to tell my friends, like I sent you guys the information, but I got to do a lot of research, and I have to be able to talk to people. How where's this going to go? How's it going to go? How's it going to be attacked? I got to be able, if I'm asking people to make a certain product for me, I got to tell them everything. And every time I tell everybody everything, they stole the nasal strip from me. They stole the bite thing. They stole the harness. They stole. Every time I have something that I want to do, I get to a certain point. I talk too much, and so I'm trying to be careful this time, because I really think
it's too late, Larry. Me, Anthony, Eddie already got these things in production.
We already got it underway. We're almost out with it.
We'll have
one more
Christmas.
meeting with Heiser and we're done.
Yep.
I got to tell you something, and this is no lie. I was up all last night. I was up all the night before. I think I must have slept 2 or 3 hours in the last 3 days, just working on this, and every time it's something new that you have to overcome. It's just very, very, very difficult. It's a major project.
It's called perfecting
There's
it.
only a certain area that you can work with, and that area is not big enough. So if that area was 3 times as big, it'd be absolutely no problem. But between only 15% of all the blood going through the brain, and such a small area to try to cool it down, that's a problem. Now, if the horse wasn't going to race, and it didn't make any difference how thick this gel was going to be, then that would be one thing. But it can't be. I mean, you can't obstruct the horse's vision. You can't have something down the horse's, between the ears and down his face that's an inch thick, under a hood. And and if you don't do that, then you don't have enough gel to make it work. So these are all the things that we're working on. Now, if I could go see what Eddie said is true, there's a lot, the blood comes up from the front and then it branches out, and then it goes right up the side of the head, then to the front of the forehead, then into the brain. Where if I could get something right underneath the ears, on the side, on each side below the ear, but how do you keep it firm up? Because these gels have to be firm right on the skin of the horse. They can't be moving around. They have to be like they were glued on. So once you go over here, there's no way to firm it up. There's no way to keep it up against, because there's no strap that even if you put it underneath the 4-way stretch hood, it don't work. I tried it. I put them 4x4 inch patches there, and it don't hold. The hood comes down, it holds half of it, the other half is in the breeze. The half that means something, it won't be. There's no way to put it to make it secure up against the skin. I'm not explaining it right, but
all you got to do is have the pocket set in the right position. You'll be fine.
Could you set it on the race halter and put the hood over the race halter?
We talked about that already.
Oh, we talked about that. See, that's the other problem. Well, let me ask you this, Eddie, because I did things different when I was with the thoroughbreds. When you're racing a horse, I know especially at Belmont, to go to the training track, or let's say you ship to Aqueduct where they're racing, and you're in the receiving barn or whatever they call it, and then you have your race is coming up. You have to go to the paddock for the race.
Yeah.
When you put the hood on, do you put the hood? You put the bridle on, right? Tell me if I'm right. Most trainers put the bridle on and then walk the horse up to the paddock with the bridle. Correct?
Well, depending on how the horse acts in the paddock, a lot of horses, when they're in the paddock and you try to, you know how horses are with their head shy, and you're trying to put these damn things over their ears and they move around. So most of them do put it, but the hood goes over the bridle,
You see,
not under the bridle.
That's what I was getting to.
Yeah.
That's what I was getting to. The hood has to go on first. That's what
that has to go under the bridle, not over the bridle.
Bridle has to right.
Yeah, of course.
So that's going to be a problem that the guy who's making this stuff for me, I says, no, it can't. It has to be. It has to. That's why I need the throwaway stretch, because if these guys put the bridle on and walk the horse into the paddock, and then the last minute they usually put the hood on.
Yeah.
Going on the track, they put the hood on before they go on the track. It ain't gonna work. So if this thing becomes mandatory, or everybody, or they let me use it, the instructions, just like this girl that brought me, she has a thing here. She did a good job. She does a good job. She has a thing here, and she has a whole thing of instructions, what to do, how to do it. That's what I'm going to do. It's going to have to be put in a package with instructions that the bridle, the hood has to go
goes first.
That's it. Now that's
like a pair of socks. You put the socks on first.
Yeah, but the way it was when I was in the business the last few years, 90% of the grooms didn't speak English. And there's a problem. That's why I say you got to make things idiot proof. Now I'm going to make it idiot proof, except for the fact that most of the horses come to the paddock with the bridle already on. And when they put the blinkers on, they put it over the bridle.
Right.
It has to go on first, and then which is okay. So when they're going to put the bridle on, they're going to have to put the hood on first. But a lot of them don't like it, because then now they're closed up, and some horses get crazy when they go. There are a million different reasons, but the instructions have to be the hood has to go on first. That's it. It's going to be a 90%, 80% nylon, 20% spandex, four-way stretch, so everything is secure and tight. Then the bridle goes on. So that's it. I won't get any more into it, because
it's ironic, because the bridles on the harness racing has the crown on the top, which that would be such an ideal thing to put a sleeve in that crown, where you hook they have the coupling there.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Yeah, the harness has the crown down right on top of the forehead, on the head.
Now that becomes another problem for the harness horses, because they have that piece that's about 3 inches long, 4 inches long, with a buckle on it for where you put the shadow roll, or you put the clothes bottle. Okay, now here's the problem. There is that's just hanging there. That's just there. What holds that down, if you don't have a closed bridle attached to it, or a shadow roll, is nothing. But so that's going to be another problem, because
basically you got the head check that goes through those couplings, that goes to the harness, so that holds it down.
Yeah, I know, but the problem is, see, I don't explain it right. The problem is, you can't have it. You can see, like the head check, the two straps that are going to go right over the gel. It's going to squash it down.
Oh, it's going to put pressure on it. Yeah.
Especially if he throws his head a little bit, it's going to jam it.
That's the problem I had the first.
That's why the hood and the bridle got to be two separate things. They can't be together. The gel caps go inside the hood.
Right.
And then you
Hooded
put
top.
everything else on. And that's it. This way it's on, it's set. Then you put whatever kind of bridle you want. Do anything you want.
It's easy for the thoroughbreds because they don't have an overcheck and they don't have that piece in the front where a shadow would get hooked up there. That I'm not even thinking about that because the flap in the front, unless they wear a shadow roll, will not interfere. You can't squash the gels. Have to be just the spandex will hold this from the gel from moving around. Now the first one I made, it was just one big sleeve. It was 10 inches long and 4 inches wide, filled with that gel. And what happened was when I put it on, all the gel moved to the front.
Yeah, you gotta compartmentalize it.
Yeah, right now we're making them where there's like 1.5 by 1.5 squares, so the gel can't just all run down to the bottom. It'll all stay there. So there's a lot of stuff, and then once you run the gels, it don't become 4 inches anymore wide. It becomes 3.5 because you have to put a thick seal on the outer side and then a thick seal on the inner side, so you're losing ground. So instead of putting say 40 grams in each one, you can only fit 30. So if you have 10 of them, it's 300 grams, but it's not really 300 because it's just, and that's what we're working on. And it's not easy.
It ain't. It's you got to be very tedious and to the point. Yeah.
These machines these machines that cut the and make the seams, and you can't have just a regular heat iron that makes the seams. You got to have one that's 5 millimeters thick. And once you do the ones in between, the edges are okay, but once you do the ones in between, now you're losing that much more space. You're losing 3 millimeters because the regular one is 2 millimeters. You're losing 3. It's very, very complicated. When I talk about this stuff, I get all confused, but I know what I have to do. And the guy who's the scientist there I'm working with, he understands me and I understand him. I just sent him today a bunch of measurements so he could. It's very, very but the biggest problem is the surface area that we have to cover is not big enough for the amount of gel, the amount of grams that you need to draw the heat out. That's the biggest problem. And it wouldn't be a problem if the problem is it'd be too thick. You can't have something that's an inch thick under a hood on a horse's forehead. You can't have that. Plus, it's the weight. So 400 grams is a pound. 800 grams is maybe 2 pounds, a pound and a half.
554 is a pound.
It just gets very difficult, very complicated. So right now he's making me 10 different packages. And I even told him, I says, what if the machine that makes this stuff costs $17,000? But I already told him today that you have to understand that if this thing don't get approved, or if I'm not able to use it, I'm canceling this whole thing. I'm not going to do it. I'm just going to, whatever I spent, and I'm going to abandon it if HISA don't approve it. So he's sending me 10 prototypes. And,
I mean, the stuff that makes the gel is 17,000.
No, that cuts
the machine.
That cuts it.
That cuts the machine. Because I told him today it would be great if there was a machine out there that would cut the poly bags, and they're special poly bags. They're a lot thicker and stronger than the regular 4 milligram poly bags. They're 4 milligram, but they're a lot stronger material. And I asked him today, I says, wouldn't it be great if there was a machine out there that can cut the first 5 inches, 4 inches. Then once you get past the ear, it expands to 6 or 7 inches. right in front of the ears and right down to the eyes. And but he says there is a machine, but the machines cost a lot of money.
Mm-hmm.
The one that just cuts straight sizes, straight lines, costs 17,000. And
yeah, you would need like a press or something that would make a design.
Yeah, but you could there's machines out there that do that, and maybe you can even invent one, because all you would have to do is get the material and then just make some kind of thing where just where it's designed that's heated, and then just push it down.
Yeah, perform however you need.
But when you need 10,000 of these things made, because he's making the ones he's sending me, he's making them now by hand. Because I'm not buying a machine unless this thing gets approved. Once it gets approved, and once we figure all of this out, which we will, I will, then I go meet with Heiser. And I already checked their rules and everything to see if the FDA is going to have any say in this thing. But based on what their big concern is they want to know if there's any chemicals involved in the gel. And
what if it breaks, and would that harm them? And
the answer to that is there is not. And they want to know if anything in there is toxic, and there is not. So I will pass all of that, and so I don't know what else would stop me if nothing is toxic and nothing what's in there is not chemical based. So I don't know, but these are all the things that go through your mind, and every day it's something else that you find out something else. I mean, if this was 20, 30 years ago, I wouldn't even have to say nothing, just putting a hood on. I mean, how many people attached to a hood back when we were racing, and some under the hood, some on top of the hood, some had rubber tire tubes cut like strips hanging in front of the horse's eyes, bouncing all over the place. One day in Freehold, I saw a horse that had a hood on that had a piece of plywood that stuck out. The horse's eye, he couldn't see over there, and this eye couldn't see because there was something like that right between his eyes. And he come out, and everybody, even the post race, nobody asked for permission. They just come out with it. But the thoroughbreds is a different story. Every time the jockeys see something that they never saw before, they make a big stink. And then Heiser is involved now, and everybody's scared to death to do anything. And this is a form of who knows? But it's not chemically. It has no chemicals in it, and it's not toxic. So I just have to figure out, and it has to be something that don't impair the horse's sight in any way. So I can't go below the eyes. It's just. But what would be good is, and I'm looking into. I already looked into it, and it won't work. If there was a gel that could be made into a harder gel that could be. I have one here, but they don't last as long as the one we made, where it'd be like a 1/4 of an inch piece of cardboard that you could just put inside but then you have the problem of how do you attach it to the hood? What happens when you have to wash the hood? Plus they're very expensive to make. So I abandoned that part of it right away. But I'll figure something out. Maybe what Eddie said, I tried it, but maybe I got to see exactly where the brand but that the jawbone is there, and it's underneath the jawbone. So I don't know what good it would do. It'd be a lot of work. You'd get more grams in there, but would it reach the vein and the arteries that go up underneath the jawbone? And if it's in the back of the jawbone, there's no way to secure it back there. So I don't know. We'll figure it out.
Cooling under the jawbone is not going to do anything because the brain is on the top.
Yeah.
When you're going underneath, what are you doing?
No, he's talking about the carotid arteries. The heart pumps the blood up the carotid arteries to the brain.
Yeah, but
and the carotid arteries run alongside the jowls.
Yeah.
Not under the neck, on the sides.
No,
right. Okay, on the side.
Yeah, you're right.
Talking about under the jawbone, you said.
No, on the sides here, right
Okay.
where it goes right up into around the ears. So, but how do you secure it there? But then you have to have, if you have blinkers, you got to have the eye part big enough for the eyes and maybe for cups that they want to put on. So you have to have the eyes big enough because them holes for the eyes, they're maybe this big, and the eye is this big. So, but you need this much in case they so you don't interfere with the sight, and if you have to put blinkers or cheaters on, so you lose a lot of space. But it would be great if I could just if there was such a material, just like a hood, that had a material woven into it that would absorb heat in that whole hood. That would really work, but there's no such. I've been looking for that material for 30 years. There's no such thing out there. So the closest thing is this gel. But if it was only 200 grams of gel that would do the job, there'd be no problem because it'd be
thin enough.
It'd be thin enough. It'd be like 4 or 5 milligrams high, and that'd be like 1/4 of an inch. That would be perfect. But it don't work. It don't work. Anyway, let's go down this list here. Question for all. Sovereignty has fever and may skip breeding ground. How does one reduce horse's fever? It's not, you can reduce the horse's fever, but it gets more involved than that. If he has a fever, they're going to scratch him. Yeah, I mean, you can give him a couple of.
Find out why he has the fever.
You give him some bute, and the bute will drop the fever. No, normally, you just give him a bunch of bute that drops the fever, give him some antibiotics, whatever, and that. But no, you can't.
You could have an infection too.
Huh?
Yeah, right.
Exactly. Could have an infection.
Yeah. So once they have a fever, he's scratched, especially with the rules from HISA. With the standardbreds and how the rules were years and years ago, if a horse had a fever and he still had 3-4 days, you probably could make it because of the things that you could do back then. You could even give penicillin or something right up to the race. No, I mean up to 2 days before the race. But with all these rules, you can't give nothing. So if he has a fever, if that's a legitimate story, he's scratched.
Yeah.
Okay, I just read that Eric was a shame.
Yeah, what a shame if
he scratches. Yeah, but that's
right.
That's it.
Okay, is it even worth trying to drive jockeys' horses? Is it even worth trying to drive jockey horses? I don't know what that means. You think he's trying to say? I don't know what he's trying to say.
Is he trying to say, is it easy for jockeys to drive a horse?
Is it even? No, I think he's saying, is it even worth trying to drive or being a jockey or jockey horses these days? Is it worth it? The top guys are making a lot of money.
Horses these days.
The top guys are making a lot of money in both divisions of racing. The smaller guys they're all broke and penniless. Okay, Gary D. answer: boots were made for
neoprene.
Boots were made for walking. Nancy Sinatra.
I don't know what that means. He must be answering a question from somebody. Boots were made of neoprene.
He's probably talking about
the knee boots we were talking about.
Yeah, but the knee boots weren't. The tendon boots were. Neoprene was too soft for knee boots. They were like a hard rubber, but they fit perfectly. And they had a Velcro that you could put them on snug. And then you just put a piece of electrical tape and they never came off. The
All
old
right.
knee boots, the felt ones and the leather ones, they were problems. They were bulky.
This is for you, Joe.
PM wants to know, Joe, your ice cream business, did you start that on your own or did
Yes.
you buy it from somebody? And how did you learn about the business? How many people do you have working for you?
I started on my own. In Florida, they didn't even know what Italian ice is because when I started out, it was at a big farmer's market, and I started selling it, and they didn't know what it was, so I had to put frozen lemonade at first, and then I started selling the Italian ices, and I said I have different flavors. It don't have to be just lemon. And the biggest seller I got is, what I do is I put the Italian ice in a 20-ounce cup. I mix it with like a little bit of Sprite and make like a slushy drink out of it.
Yeah,
And that's the biggest seller I got. The people go crazy.
I always do that.
Because it's all made with, the Italian ice, not the stuff you buy at Restaurant Depot with the
Right.
the corn syrup and all the garbage in it. It's all natural fruit, sugar. Real fruit.
Joe, I'm surprised that there's a lot of New Yorkers down where you are that they didn't,
A lot of Spanish. I mean, most people come up to be talking Spanish, and I said,
"Oh yeah, that's true. Yeah,
it's unbelievable."
Yeah.
Howard Lieberman, Joe G offered to help me through what will be a difficult procedure unsolicited. He just put himself
out there for me. Classy act. Thank you, Joe G.
Yeah. Well,
you're welcome, Howard. You're a good man.
Yeah, he's a good guy.
He loves music too, Anthony. You would love him, Anthony.
Yeah.
He's a music like Sharpie,
Oh, really? Yeah.
These uncut versions of songs.
Oh,
like
wow.
He showed me a version of Procol Harum. What do you call it? Lighter shade of pale.
Lighter shade of pale. Yeah.
And there was two verses in it that I never heard before.
Oh, wow.
So
and I seen him 5 times, Procol Harum.
What?
I seen Procol Harum 5 times.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Too bad he passed away. Gary Brooker.
Gary Brooker. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, Joe G, what part of Florida are you in?
I'm in Pembroke Pines. It's near Fort Lauderdale, Hollywood, that area.
Eric, after Dodgers win today and tomorrow.
That was some game, huh?
What does that say? What's that say, Anthony? What?
Tomorrow, Sholey, I don't know the name, will be available as guest.
He's saying will be available as guest.
Tomorrow will be, I don't know. Today and tomorrow will be available as guest. I don't know.
How do you know the Dodgers are going to win?
There's somebody, Don Mattingly, manager of the Dodgers.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
What the words 810 Poker? What the word on the NBA news about Billups? I don't know what that means neither.
It's the investigation with the fixed.
Yeah, it was a big thing with the
points and card games that they had all set up with X-ray tables and contact lenses and glasses that you could read through the cards. They had it showed like, I don't know if you saw them, but the cards would be face down, and you could see what was the king, what was the queen, what was the jack, what was the deuce. It's unbelievable. I saw it on YouTube or something.
David Arthur says, Larry, have ChatGPT write for you. It does an incredible job. Yeah, I know. I go to that. I go to that a lot, but then I just take it apart and I put my own words in there.
Your own 30 words.
Yeah, no. Sometimes they just off. I change things around. But you're right.
Your box.
They do a good job. Is Chat a good handicapper?
I wouldn't use Chad as a handicapper. What are they going to do? They're going to pick out, they're going to go by, you know, the best horse, the favorite probably. That's what they're going to go by. They're going to give you the favorite every time probably.
Ask him, Anthony, who's going to win the race this week?
Yeah.
I'm going to give you the winner of that race. The Japan horse. The horse that ran third in the Kentucky Derby.
What's the name?
Did he get in some trouble the last race he was in?
Yeah, we did got something.
Yeah, what's the name of that horse? You're right, Eddie.
Yeah, that horse is going to be well meant.
What's the name of that horse?
I don't know. One hung low.
Yeah.
That Chad is not a good handicapper. They come up with the favorite all the time, he says. Okay, Eric, I feel very fortunate to have lived in an era of Michael Jordan, Tom Brady, John Campbell, and now, that's that Chinese guy, the greatest of their sports. That's that guy. He is good.
Now, what race is it?
Hey, there's no doubt about it. We grew up in the greatest time ever.
Oh, without a doubt.
What we saw, no one ever could have lives like ours.
Nope.
Our generation, I wouldn't trade it in for anything.
810 Poker says Hood goes under in harness, and he's 100% right, but the thoroughbreds are a little different. They usually put the bridle on at the barn. This way the bridle's already on, because what Eddie said is true. Sometimes if you walk them up with the halter on, with a lead shank, and then you have a lot of problems putting the bridle on once you get in the paddock for the race. So 90% of the time they put the bridle on and at the barn, and they leave the bridle on. And if a hood has to be attached, they put the hood on just before just before they walk out of the paddock stall, before they go on the track. The last thing to go on is the hood. Well, that can't work with my creation.
Forever Young, Eddie. Is that the horse's name? Forever Young, the Japanese horse?
Yeah.
And they like they like Sovereignty, but if he gets scratched. And then the second favorite was Fierceness.
Fierceness is Pletcher's horse. That's the horse that ran terrible in the Travers. I mean, he stopped like a 10-cent watch. The horse that could be dangerous too is Baeza.
Baeza. You had said you like Baeza for the Derby.
Yeah. He runs second, didn't he? Second or wherever the hell he runs.
Third. I think third he ran.
Yeah.
You're right. They both got in trouble, those two horses.
Yeah. Both the Baeza and that Japanese horse.
Yeah, you're right.
This guy come up with a name for the hood.
Yeah, that's a good name.
Rolla Hood.
Rolla Hood. Hey, you using the Rolla Hood tonight?
Yeah, that's enough to get that barred for sure.
Years ago, they would have called it Robin Hood. Now they call it Rolla Hood.
Roll away hoods.
The Robin Hood.
Oh boy. Name it Cool Head Larry. That's the name I used so far, and the name I gave to the patent attorney was Cool.
Don't say too much.
Yeah, that's enough.
Cool Hand Luke.
That's it.
Okay, it's called a die cutting press. Yeah,
that's what it is.
Yeah, now if I had a die cutting press and that worked automatic, or even if you had to do it by hand. But I got to talk about that. That's not a bad. I don't know how you would do it, but it can't be that complicated.
Well, you'd have to see how it seals it, what temperature you need it to seal, and then you know.
I don't mean about. You see, that's another problem you just said. Now let's say we have a die cutting press that cuts the shape. Just like I said before, 4 inches, then it comes down to 5 or 6 inches.
Yeah, you got to seal it.
You make a die cutting press like that. How do you seal that? because
Well,
all
maybe the press itself will seal it.
yeah, but you
know,
got to
the
make
press will
compartments.
probably seal it.
You got to make all these compartments and everything. The seal, I
Yeah.
bought 3 of them from the company. What the hell's the name of the company? It's a good company. I bought 3 of them. I bought a big roll of 4 milligram paper.
Jack's, is that from Jack's?
No. It's something with a U. It starts with an U. It's a big company. But whatever you order, it comes the next day. But
Wow.
I don't know how you would seal these things. I don't know. That's for him, the sign.
Larry, my wife said call it healing hoods.
Call it what?
Healing hoods.
Healing hood?
Healing hoods.
I think that's what this girl. I think that's what this girl called hers. What the hell they call it? They call it a compression hood.
Compression hood. Now that's too.
And what it is, what it is it's good. It's a four-way stretch. It's a 4-way stretch hood. It stretches all different ways, and
You could wear that on Halloween, Larry. When you're walking your dog.
Well, she sells these for $120.
I said you could wear it on Halloween when you walk your dog.
Put a hood ears on it underneath.
Yeah.
Trick or treat. Yes.
That kind of hood,
Antifa.
that kind of hood would never work on a thoroughbred. I don't think. I'm sure it would on some, because it goes. You got to put it on like a sweater. It don't have any Velcro. If it's all one piece.
Oh yeah.
Pull it up and everything. A thoroughbred, unless a lot of thoroughbreds won't stand for that. Okay, let's go. David Arthur, you made a steel rule die to the shape you need.
Yeah, you make a steel rule die. Yeah, to the shape that
But
you
how
need.
how do you seal it then? How do you seal it?
Well, you got to find out how that seals, what temperature it seals at, how it seals, and then you go from there.
Yeah, but you see, the problem is I don't want to spend $100,000 before I know if it's approved. But they want to see a photo type that's exactly like, well, what are you going to use? Is this what you're going to use? So I gotta have a finished product the easiest way. And then not only that, but even if you do that, how do you attach it to the inside of a set of blinkers? That's the other problem I have. Is it going to be a sleeve? Now, if it's going to be a sleeve, the easiest way is to have a sleeve just 4 inches wide and 11 inches long that starts right behind the ears, comes right down and stops right at the eyes. That's easy. But once you start making all these fancy designs, it's not worth all the problems to gain another inch.
You're talking too much. You probably got 50 guys from Alibaba writing all this shit down.
Yeah, you're right. That's what they told me. They says, don't give nothing.
What do you think they do?
Steal everything.
All of these guys that make inventions, they copied them. There's no patent rules in China.
Mm-hmm.
You won't have to buy a machine. Well, I don't.
Yeah, a heat sealing machine, like he says, like a food sealer, that type. It heats it up, it seals it. It depends what you're going to put the gel in, how it's going to seal.
We used to use them on the Mylar balloons when we blow up the balloons. You heat seal it. But this has got more heavy duty. This is more rugged.
Yeah, it's more heavy duty. Probably needs a hotter temperature.
Yeah, but they'll figure that out. You worry about the design and everything. They'll figure out how to do it.
Yeah, they'll seal it.
And you use a heat sealing machine will tie you up in the courts. And you use a heat sealing machine will tie you up in the courts. No, they're not going to tie me up in the courts because they're either going to approve it or they're not going to approve it. There's not going to be no court. Once they approve it, they approve it. I just have to prove that it's non-toxic, that it won't,
It's
that
safe
it
and it
won't break
works.
open, it's safe. And then they're either going to prove it or they're not going to prove it. But before I get to that point, I got to make sure I have all the answers, and that's, and I think I do. So we'll see what my friend comes up with. Between me and him, we go back and forth 20 times a day.
You have to see what veterinary colleges Heiser associates with and get to them and let
Get to
them.
them, right?
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, Mick, the Four Einsteins podcast. You guys are funny as hell.
Funny as hell
listening
listening
to
to
you
you
guys.
guys.
Yeah. I mean, if you're on the outside looking in, they say, "What are they talking about?" All night, 2 hours.
Larry, a race named in your honor could be the
Roller derby.
Yeah.
Do you know that I won the biggest trophy ever given in harness racing? Are you guys aware of that?
No.
I won. They had in Pompano Park. In Pompano Park, they had a series, and all the nationalities, drivers of different nationalities.
Frozen.
And I was Italy. There weren't many Italian drivers in Pompano, so I represented Italy, and then they had all eliminations because they had about 15 or 20 different countries that drivers represented that they were from. And so we had a limit race, elimination. I won all the eliminations. So I was one of the finalists. And then for the final race, I won the final race. And they gave me a 6-foot trophy. It was 6 feet. And I borrowed my brother's truck, and I put it in the garage in Florida. And I had a bunch of other trophies there. And then when I got in all that trouble and wound up going broke, and I sold all the houses to pay for the appeals, I never took nothing. I never took nothing. I just took my clothes and I left everything in the garage. But I had the biggest trophy ever given away in harness racing.
Those races weren't fixed, were they?
No.
No.
I didn't do nothing in Florida.
No.
No.
Not in Pompano.
Florida, it was guys from all over the country, and I
You couldn't get to them.
I didn't do nothing. I couldn't do nothing. There were a couple of guys I probably could have got involved, but it was only 2 or 3, and it wasn't enough. We were never in enough races together. So why bother? Okay, let's see. Neoprene is made in different
Durometers, hardness.
Okay. No, Mattingly is Dodge's bench coach, not manager.
Not manager. Okay. All right. Got it. Thanks, David.
Howard, I promised myself if I come out of my 4 or 5 week procedure health, I'll go visit Joe G and personally thank him, buy him dinner, and start a lobby for HOF membership. What's HOF?
Hall of Fame.
Hall of Fame membership.
No fancy crap. Rich guys with money. That's very nice. That's the other thing. I don't know how many times I have to ask, but Howard, you was maybe you did about your last test. Now I come out of my 4 or 5 week procedure. Well, do you know the story? I mean, did he already have his test done? And I think he did. And I think he told he had the test done, and they came back not too good, right?
Well, at first they seemed improvement, but the second set, I think, unless I misunderstood him, but he has issues, but he's going to get through them. He's going to.
What's this 4 or 5 week procedure?
Well, he has to go for treatments and stuff.
Oh, I see. Jesus Christ, that's terrible. I went there the other day to have my blood taken. same thing. All these sick people. It's so terrible.
I take my father to dialysis, and the room is about the size of a gymnasium. And there must be 50 chairs in there. People hooked up to dialysis machine. Every one of them is full. Every day, some people got to go 3-4 days a week. They're full. Every time I go there, every chair is full.
I go to the oncologist. There's 15 chairs, and everyone.
Right. Getting
you sit there and you watch TV, and everybody's just you're hearing all sorts of machines going on. Yeah. It's not a very good sight. So
no, it's not. It's and you know what the funny thing is? The people are so nice and pleasant, and they'll say, "Yo, have a blessed day," and they mean it. They'll say, "Hey, how you doing? How was your weekend?" They're so upbeat, and half of them are really sick. It's just unbelievable.
I got faith. That's why.
My friend has a show on. In fact, he was on the podcast here. He has a show called "Live Long, Live Life," and
it's
an unbelievable. What he found out it's unbelievable. You just got to watch it. He did about 5 or 6 of them already. The guy has a lot of followers already. He's doing really well with it, and he really impressed the shit out of me when I listened to. He does a lot of research, and the stuff he finds out is unbelievable. So you should watch that when you have a chance. It's on YouTube, and it's called what did I just say? Live life, live. Where the hell is it? Live long, live life. Just go watch it. Okay, David Alta. Sorry, Eddie. Anti quit 15-1.
Mark it down.
Okay. Larry, I can't believe jockey Mike Smith is gonna be 61 years old. Yeah, he's been around a while. Howard Liebman, Chad Brown put a rabbit in the classic. One total, say, gonna bet.
Yeah.
Well, I can't read half of this stuff. But if Chad Brown put a rabbit in the race, it's probably the rabbit that's going to win. Okay. 810 Polka. He said, stop like a cheap watch. PM, Larry, read the other day. Buddy Gilmore's gone almost 16 years. Buddy Gilmore. Oh, boy, do I got stories with Buddy Gilmore. We went out one night. Oh, God. He's something.
Yeah.
He was something. On the track and off the track. He was something. Always smiling. But.
Yeah.
Okay. You see that? What's that? What 810 Polka just put up there? That's the name of this stuff. That's the name of the company that makes this stuff.
Oh, Ides. Yep,
H-I-D-E-Z. Yeah, they're in Australia. They make this stuff. They make body suits, all pressure body suits that cover the whole horse's body. And they tell you what it's supposed to do and this and that. And I don't know if it works or not, but I'll tell you this girl, she does a good job. She does a good job, and she come up with this.
Oh, fine girl.
What you do now?
From what I understand is that what you do now,
Eddie passed wind.
No, my charger fell out of the wall. I fucking I said, what are you gonna do?
Oh boy. PM, Eddie, have you been in the new grandstand at Belmont yet? If so, is it totally different?
Have I been into the new? No, I thought you could finish it.
It's not finished yet?
It's not finished. This damn thing is... this phone. Son of a B.
But what do I gotta send you a holder now too?
What?
I said I have to send you a holder now too.
No. I'm gonna... It's one is inside, but I ain't getting up, so I don't feel like moving. 2 hours almost on here.
I know.
Well, as soon as we get to the bottom of this here comments, we'll go off. I'm tired. Joe, I have headaches for 45 years. I've been chasing the horses for 45 years. What's the difference? What does that mean? I have headaches for 45 years.
He's been betting horses 45. He had a headache for 45 years because he's been betting horses 45 years. So quit betting horses, your headache will go away.
That's it. Maybe you'll get a couple of winners.
Yeah.
Don Mattingly is bench coach for Toronto, not the Dodgers.
Not the Dodgers. All right. Don Mattingly.
Okay. Howard, radiation and I see. 4 weeks. If tolerated, I'm strong, and Joe G has. Okay, so he's going to go on radiation and immunology for 4 to 6 weeks. If his body can handle it, he'll be in good shape. Well, just keep us updated every week, Mike. If he goes in for them treatments, he won't be in a hospital, right? He just goes in and gets them and comes home.
Yeah, it's just usually outpatient, I believe.
Yeah, so
outpatient. Yeah,
he can handle it. Oh, we wish you all the best. Okay,
he got a good family behind him. That's important.
Now, you got it, baby. Keep going, brother. Prayers are with you.
Yeah.
Okay. Japanese. Okay. He's Japanese. What do I know? I don't watch, but I watched it one game. I don't watch. I don't know. And if I did know, I would forget anyway. So. All right. That's it. That's it.
Wrap it up.
Almost 2 hours.
It's a wrap.
We talked about absolutely nothing.
No, we talked. It was good
stuff. Yeah,
that was very, very educational and very
a good podcast.
I liked it. What people on the outside didn't know what we were talking about. We knew it, but
you'll find out down the road. In a year, you'll be saying, "I remember they were talking about that." Now look at
that. Remember that podcast?
I got to call the patent attorney and ask him, because he gave me a bunch of stuff I have to fill out, but I don't have all the answers that he wants because I don't have the finished product. But I'm going to call him up and ask him if he ever submitted something where I'm protected. So that's what I think. I'm going to do that tomorrow. He's a nice guy. You know who it is? It's
Richie LaCava's son.
Richie LaCava's son. Yeah. He's widow. I think he's partners in this big law firm that does patent work and everything. He's a really nice guy. He's
I met his son. I met him. I remember him.
I think I'm gonna call him tomorrow and ask him how far he's gone, because if he sent in the application and I'm protected, that's what I want, and just tell me how much I got to give you, and I'll give it to you. But if he didn't and he's waiting for this information, then I just have to get it to him, because I want to be protected, because now it's getting to the point where I gotta have everything done within the next 3 or 4 months, because the summer's coming and that's going to be the right time to come out with this thing. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to call him tomorrow, and what I'm going to tell him, whatever I owe you, I'll send you the check, but after you put in, I mean, he might have did it already. I don't know. So we'll see. Anyway.
Once you get the finished product, you come down, Larry.
What's that?
Once you get the finished product, you come down, we'll put it on the horse and we'll try it on.
Yeah, I want to do that because when he sends me these things that he's making, these prototypes, I want to come down. We're going to put it on the horse, and I want to see because right now I don't know how he's making it, how thick it's going to be, or what. I have no idea. But I want to. That's what I'm going to do, and I hope it's done. I want to do it before it gets to be 30 degrees outside, even though the cold ain't going to bother anything except for me and you standing outside.
No, I don't mind. I stay outside all the time. Don't bother me, the cold. I don't like the wind. But you just see if you can get different types of samples or hoods,
Well, that's what I'm going to do. What do you think? I'm going to come down there with coffee? I'm coming down.
Yeah,
You got to bring coffee too.
Coffee and.
Yeah.
All right, that's it. That's it.
All right, buddy.
That was my plan. That was my plan to put everything with your horses.
All right.
All right.
Howard, thank you, Howard.
Yeah.
Well, you talk to him a lot, Joe?
Yeah, he texts a lot. I get texts from him like I got to read them twice. They're like, I never seen a text like you hit that little arrow on the bottom, and there's another 1,000 words. Like, you know what I'm saying? You read the whole thing, and I said, "What's this arrow on the bottom?" And I press it, and there's like another 1,000,000 words. I got to read them a couple of times sometimes, but very detailed, and we talk on the phone, and
Good.
A very interesting guy.
Good.
Not only with horses, but with a lot of things.
See what Joe says? Great. Saving horses' lives. That's what it's all about. That's why this thing, or you guys read it all. That's why. How could they possibly, if Heisler was putting into the business just to do what they're doing and to save horses' lives and to be, take care of the horse, how could they not approve this thing? How could they put you through all
this?
I mean, you're right. You're absolutely right. 100% right.
But and Peter should be on board with you.
Look,
it's funny, Larry. Heisler is protecting the horses' lives by the drug abusers. Heisler cannot protect what happens on these racetracks, like with these heat strokes and these accidents that are happening on the tracks. Yesterday or the day before, there was a collision at Belmont that was unreal. 2 horses got euthanized. A 2-year-old got loose. He was going 100 miles an hour and head-on collision. One broke its neck, one broke its shoulder. The other day, horses were T-boned. Horse coming up the ramp, one got loose, T-bone. So Heisler is protecting the drug aspects of the racehorses. You are going to protect the heat stroke, which is a plus. I give you 100% credit to try to help the horses out in that. But don't give Heisler pats on the backs with protecting the horses. They're not. They're just the drugs. That's it. That's it. They got to do a lot of maintenance on these tracks. They got to do a lot of things to keep these experienced riders, exercises, pony boys. They're just hot walkers that got a label. And I'm being serious. I don't care. Because I don't care. I just tell it like it is, and I tell them like it is. And they're hiring veterinarians that they don't know how to do anything as far as taking care of a horse. And it's the truth. They come out of school and that's it. They're labeled. I'm a vet. Yeah, you're a vet. Yeah. Could you block a horse's ankle? No. Get your primary vet. See? They don't know.
Well, you see, so, Eddie, I got a bit of a problem. And the problem is like if I see a beautiful girl that I want to date, and I slap her in the face.
A good start, Larry. That'll work.
Yeah, that's a good way. Yeah, that's very.
I'm gonna try
Well,
that.
you'll get her attention. You'll get her attention. That's for sure. Go ahead.
You
Grab her by
better
the throat
shut
and
them.
say, I want to have dinner with you.
Yeah,
So that he's
exactly.
talking bad about Heisa when I have to go in front of that board. So that's why I can't say too much.
No, it's nothing against. I just they're getting pats on the backs, and they're really the only thing they're doing to protect the horse, which is great, is getting rid of these drug abusers.
That's the good thing.
Yeah,
Yeah,
But
that's
letting the
getting rid
trainer
of the.
maintain a horse and keeping him sound and healthy is ridiculous. That they stopped that.
Yeah. So.
All right, can I go to bed now?
Yeah,
Yes,
go
sir.
to
All right, guys.
Want me to tuck you in, Larry?
Go to your Haagen-Dazs.
Hope I can make it
Go
happen.
get your Haagen-Dazs with the waffle. You gotta have the waffles. Night, Joe. Good night, Anthony.
All right,
Larry,
Joe,
stay well.
Larry.
I'll see you.
I'll
in a
talk to
few.
you.
All right, I'll see you next week. I'll talk to you during the week.
Yeah.
All right.
Anthony,
Yeah.
you got me to watch Bates Motel. I watched the whole thing while you were in Italy.
Did you? Wasn't it good?
Yeah, crazy. Yep.
Sick, crazy shit.
Yeah.
You guys watch this movie too. The guy says it's
50
really
to 1.
good. 50
All right,
to
I'll
1.
look for it.
I'm gonna watch it.
Is it on YouTube?
I don't know. I didn't even know about this, but this guy, really nice guy, William Nixon. He sent it to me. I'm gonna watch it.
50 to 1. I'll look for it.
Find out where it is, Anthony. Let me know.
Yeah, okay.
It's
And
about-
Joe, I gotta call you tomorrow because
Thoroughbreds and everything on it. So it's about a thoroughbred.
my cousin's going to court on November 3rd.
Oh, okay.
So I'll talk to you tomorrow about it though.
All
I don't
right.
want to talk about it on here. All right, guys.
All right.
All right,
good night.
Good night, everybody. Good night, folks.
Take
Cheerio.
care. Cheerio.
How do I get out of this thing now? Let's see.
Dump those grudges, ditch those judges. They're just weighing you down. Drop the haters, procrastinators, 'cause one man's smile is just another one's frown. When it's time for the end, ain't no warning, my friend. One day you're here, next stop the pearly gates. So listen close to what I'm saying. Lighten up, it's getting late. Dump collections, self-reflections, they're just covered in dust. Why obsess, worry or stress? Just ask yourself, what's the fuss? When your doctor calls you on a Sunday afternoon, gonna be a blue Monday, you'll be howling at the moon. You know you never can cheat fate. Lighten up, it's getting late. Forget bling and glitter, text and Twitter. Don't need it to make my case. Say it old school, face to face. Dump the users, soul abusers, turn and walk away. Give yourself a kick in the ass, then raise your glass. Let's toast to the past and make the most of today. Keep the faith, rise above, do the things that you love. Find a reason every day to celebrate. So listen close to what I'm saying. Lighten up, it's getting late. Live it well, have a blast, live it full, life goes fast. You're carrying around too much dead weight. All the simple things are all that matter. Lighten up, it's getting late. Oh, what the hell? IGL.